Hello everyone, how are you doing? If you're new to Life's Dilemma, welcome. So today I'll be discussing a topic which I've entitled Why Do Marriages and Relationships Fail? Marriages and relationship basically, in my opinion, fail because they are not built on a good foundation. And like a building, if they are not built on a good foundation, what happen with time? It will collapse. And so is relationship if it's not built on a good foundation, in terms of the people in the relationship not being on the same level, um, not having the same intentions or interests. What happens? It won't be actually built on a good foundation. So it's with time it will break down. And let's use the analogy of date seeds or orange seeds. You've enjoyed eating the date seeds and you want to plant it, and without thinking what type of soil, what type of weather, what type of conditions that this date seed will thrive in, you decide to just dig a soil and put it in and assume that it will germinate at all costs. And sadly, this is how we treat relationships. We assume that, it just would, survive at all costs. And this is sadly the reality that most relationships are built on. And I most so often find that people will go into a relationship and they haven't read any relationship books at all, and yet still they think they are ready for a relationship. And I think that to go into a relationship, you have to have read at least a minimum of 5 books. Yes, 5 books. If you haven't read a minimum of 5 books, don't even think of it. Also, I think you should also observe 5 relationships, and either if it was a successful one or a failed relationship, so that you could learn from the good side and the bad side of what the relationship was built on. And also you have to bear in mind that no relationship is the same. So you will just learn to look out for what made it successful or what didn't make it successful, so that you would be aware of some of the issues that do come in a relationship, as the mentality of which people go into the relationships are different. So obviously you can't expect the same results in your relationship as well. So it's just to give you the knowledge of what to look out for in your own relationship. There's nothing as silly as going into something blindly. And if you can't just go blindly in a relationship and not know what to expect and assume that things will just happen. No, things don't just happen. You have to make it happen. And also, the other thing I have noticed why relationships fail is the mentality in which the couples go into the relationship with. You would hear people say, for better, for worse, and in a wedding, and I sometimes think, do these people understand what they mean by for better, for worse? For better, for worse, you have the mentality that this relationship is going to be holding my partner's hand till the end, until we are very old, and until we die. And I don't think people have that type of mentality. And so when you don't have that mentality, you the mentality that because we're going to the end of the relationship, there are going to be difficulties, and I'm going to hold your hands to help you go through the difficulties in the relationship. And so when they have that type of mentality, they are open to discuss different aspects of the relationship which might become they would have difficulties. So in terms of children, they would discuss it before they get married. They would discuss marriage rules. In terms of sexual preferences, they would discuss about development, how they want to develop in the future. They would discuss about how to deal with families, discuss about boundaries. They will discuss about how they're going to be how they're going to be dealing with any issues that might also crop up. Obviously the issues are a lot, and they are intentional, and to discuss about these issues which would come up in the relationship, so that they have an idea of the way each other is thinking, and what their priorities are, and what they are prepared to put up with, and what they are not prepared to put up with. So these are all the issues that are discussed before, because they are not blindly thinking that, what do you call it, it's just going to be an easy process. And no, they tend to tackle the problems, think of the problems, and then learn to see ways to tackle it before even the problems come in. So I find that after the honeymoon, which is rosy, then the issues comes up, especially when they have children, and yes, the challenges start coming up, and you have difficult children to deal with. There's infertility, there is unemployment, and the issues will be coming. And then it's so the couples who are able to withstand these difficult times are the couples who had before the relationship discuss all these aspects of the difficulties which are likely to come. So because they've tackled this, they have idea of how they are going to deal with it, so it doesn't come as a surprise to them. And also you see that because of the mentality as well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to be sticking through this. They tend to stick through the difficult time as well. But then if you have a relationship where they haven't thought of the difficult times that will be coming, they'll think, life is too short, I didn't come here to come and kill myself. So within the difficult times, what do? Because they are not mentally prepared for a difficult time, they'll tend to move on to another relationship. And you find that these people will jump from one relationship to the other, thinking that there is a perfect relationship somewhere, and they'll soon realize that there isn't any perfect relationship anywhere. You have to learn to build on the ones you've got. And I also find that people with successful relationship, what they tend to do is they read books on relationship. They go to seminars, marriage seminars. They tackle issues before the issue comes, so they are very proactive. And they go to counseling sessions. They don't wait for problems to come. They are aware of the problems which will come before even the problems come, so they are able to tackle it better than someone who is just waiting for things to happen. And you can't plant a date seed and give it orange seeds condition, then expect it to thrive. No, it's not going to be possible. So that's the same way with relationship. If you don't work towards the relationship, you can't expect it to thrive. So with this type of relationship, you realize that they have there's no hidden agendas with the relationship. They become more, they get to know each other. They don't even need to say anything. They understand each other's language. There isn't any they are very honest with each other in their dealings, because obviously they know we are in till the end, and they have respect, and you see that they have very healthy boundaries within them. They know that abuse is not tolerated in this relationship, and they are very open to discuss everything. And in these type of attributes, it's encourage a healthy relationship. And because of that, when you have difficulties in these type of relationships, you realize that there would be a situation where maybe one of the couple is having a difficult time, or they are not being reasonable, or whatever the issues are. You realize that the other partner would have realized that, oh, this person has the relationship at heart. They intend to go to the end with me with the relationship. So what did they do? They'll realize that, oh, this person is having a bad season, so they would help them through the season. But on the other hand, when you have a relationship where people are indifferent, they do have their own agendas, the partners also realize that this is someone who is not who has opposing views, who is waiting for the season to move on to another relationship. So they don't tend to put a lot of efforts to help them through their difficulties. And this is where the crucial moment happens, when the relationship breaks down, because there isn't the support system, there isn't everyone, the other partner will lose interest because they've realized their partner has other agendas with their life, and so they lose interest. And so what would tend to happen is, if they have children, when the children grow and they leave home, there's no purpose for the relationship, so the relationship also tends to break up. And so this is where some of the issues come up. And obviously, whilst they are in the relationship with the person, they realize that there isn't any love in the relationship. So during the difficult times, you realize the other partner doesn't pull out for you to help you, and the relationship becomes cold, and fail and falls off. So I think relationship fail because I think the foundations are wrong. We're not mentally prepared to the difficulties that would come in the relationship, and there hasn't been a discussion on these issues. And I feel the knowledge that people go into it, they haven't read any books. You can't expect to go blindly into a relationship and expect to be able to tackle the issues blindly like that. And also, I feel that when people go into a relationship with the mentality of trying to see you till the end, and dying together and everything like that, then you realize that everyone pull their weight to help in terms where there is difficulties. And it's so cute when you see old couples together holding hands, and then you hear we the young people going, oh, I tap into this relationship. Yes, that you don't realize what effort and work which has been put into this relationship, and all you think of is tapping. It's not just about tapping. You have to read books, attend seminars, be knowledgeable about what you're getting into. You can't just go into things blindly. And yes, you have to put the work in. Don't just tap into relationships. Just put the work in. Don't enter into a relationship blindly. And hopefully, with this points, I hope that it will help someone know some of the things to look out for, so that they wouldn't end up with a failed relationships. Stay blessed. Bye.